Students, we know speed, velocity, acceleration, and from this you know what is constant velocity, constant acceleration, constant speed, like that. But you see, there is some equations through which you can solve certain problems or numericals, which is called equation of motion by calculus method, that you know in your earlier class. What are these equations? How to derive by calculus means differentiation and integration. You know these equations are V is equal to U plus AT. U is the initial velocity, A is the constant acceleration. So in time t, the final velocity is V. Similarly, students, second is your S is your ut plus half AT square. I mean, in time t, your displacement or distance is S. Students, one thing you remember, these are vectors. Displacement is a vector, initial velocity u, final velocity v, a is the constant acceleration. These are your vectors. But since we consider one-dimensional motion, I have eliminated those vector symbols. So similarly, students, third equation, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. So what is the meaning of this equation? After covering a displacement S, the velocity U is changed into V. This is the third equation. Similarly, another equation is there, that is your SNF is equal to U plus A by 2 whole into 2n minus 1. Students, what is the meaning of that equation? SNF means distance covered in nth second. N is the n second, or it is used for time. So what is the meaning of this sentence or this equation? Particularly, this expression is new for you. So what is that? Suppose one covers a distance of Sn in n second and a distance of S n minus 1 in n minus 1 second. So what I write? In n second, one covers a distance of Sn. N is the subscript. In n minus 1 second, the distance is S n minus 1. So if you take subtraction Sn minus Sn minus 1, I mean distance covered in n second minus distance covered in n minus 1 second, that gives you distance covered in nth second. So these two are different, Snth and S. It is what? In t second, the distance covered is S. But in this case, this is Sn minus S minus 1. So when you apply this type, suppose a question is like that, an object covers a distance of 20 meter in third second, or an object covers a distance of 50 meter in fifth second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. In that type of question, you apply this SNF is equal to this. But when question is like this, an object covers 20 meter in 5 seconds, in 2 seconds, in 3 seconds, in that type of question, you apply this one. So based on the question, you can apply these equations, and you see in all these equations 4 terms are there, 4 quantities are there. You see what are these? Here it is T A U B, S A U B, 4 terms, S U T A, S N U A N. Each equation involves 4 variables: time, initial velocity, constant acceleration, distance, and in some case also initial velocity, final, like that. So how to derive these equations? By your calculus method. Calculus means your differentiation and integration. You see, so derivation of first expression. Or derivation of, you can write, that is V is equal to U plus AT. Okay, students, suppose a body starts from this position with initial velocity u. This is the starting point where initial velocity of an object is u, and it moves with constant acceleration a. A is what? That is constant. This is your constant acceleration, and in time t its final velocity is v. Matlab, from this point to that point your time taken is how much? T. So how to find out this? What is the calculus? You see, you know your at any instant, suppose you take this point. You take this point, what is your instantaneous acceleration? A is equal to dv by dt. Instantaneous acceleration means what? At any point the acceleration is instantaneous acceleration, and you know A is equal to dv by dt. This is what calculus. Differentiation of v with respect to time. V is the velocity, t is the time. So that implies A into dt is equal to dv. That implies, or you can write dv is equal to A into dt. What does it mean? It means in this dt interval, if the time interval between these 2 points is dt, the velocity change is dv. I mean between these 2 points which are very close to each other, if dt is the time interval, dv will be the change in velocity. So in dt time, dv is the change in velocity. So what is velocity in time t? In small time dt, dv is the velocity. So in time t, how to find out velocity? By integration. Integration means totaling. Integration means sum of this. So take integration with proper limit dv, that is u to v. U is the initial point, v is the final point. So for this dv, initial point is u, final point is v, is equal to a dt. Initial is 0, final is t. Because it is 0 time, since total time is t, so this time is 0. When it reaches here, it takes t. That's why 0 to t. Since dt time is variable, so time limit is taken. Since velocity is variable, velocity is taken. So after integration, if you integrate, what you get? Integration of this dv is simply v, and in this way you have to write initial u, final limit v. First you have to integrate. What is integration of dv? That is v. One says what is integration of dx? That is x. What is integration of dy? That is y. So integration of dv is this. Exactly on the right side, a is constant. Constant is taken outside of the integration, and integration of dt is how much? That is t. So limit is 0 to t. This is lower limit, this is upper limit. Lower limit, upper limit. So in this way it is written. Next, first you put upper limit for this v, I mean this will be v, minus. Then lower limit for this v, I mean u. So for this variable, you put upper limit minus lower limit is equal to a. Similarly, this is t minus 0. For this upper limit is t, for that lower limit is 0. So after solving, you get v minus u is equal to a t. Or students, v is equal to u plus a. So this expression is derived with the help of this calculus method. That is, v is equal to u plus a t. It means if an object starts its motion from initial velocity u, in time its final velocity becomes v at constant acceleration or with a constant acceleration a. Next equation. How to derive the second one, that is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Same thing students, what I take, you see. We know that is derivation of s is equal to ut plus half at square. So how to derive it? You know v is equal to ds by dt. One says, sir, how can you know this formula is applied? You just check. Since you have to find out s, so that you have to take ds by dt. Here you have to find out what? V. That's why what you have to take? A is equal to dv by dt, because you have to find out v. Here you have to find out s. That's why v is equal to ds by dt. Okay. So take this, v dt is equal to ds. But students, in the earlier equation, you know v is equal to u plus at. So in this v, you place u plus at, dt is equal to ds. What does it mean? You see, if I take like that, u is the initial one. In dt time, suppose this distance is s. This distance is s. In dt time, it covers a small displacement ds. I mean, in this time interval between these two close points, very small displacement is ds. So what does it mean? In dt time, ds is the displacement covered by an object. So for this displacement s, what is the, or you say for this time t, because you know from this to that time t, from this to that displacement s, here initial velocity u, final velocity v, a is the constant acceleration. So in dt time ds is the displacement. So in t time the displacement is s. How to find out that s? By taking the integration. So if you take the integration, limit is 0 to t, I mean 0 to t, ds, that is your 0 to s. So you just separate it, 2 dt plus 8t dt. So that is ds. So students, what I did, I make it separation. So you take integration, what you will get? U, this is starting point is u, means u is constant. So that implies u, integration of dt is t, so limit is 0 to, this is 0 to t, plus here a is constant, so t dt integration t square by 2, that is t square by 2, limit is 0 to t is equal to integration of ds, that is s, so limit is 0 to s. So what you have to do, first you have to integration of ds, that is s, integration of t dt, one said why not a is a constant, so integration of dt, first to make integration and write limit like that. That implies u, upper limit is t minus lower limit is 0 plus a, upper limit is t, that means t square by 2. In this place, at this point, put this value, that is t square by minus 0 square by 2. For this t put 0, that is equal to s minus 0. So if you solve this one, if you simplify this one, what you get, that gives you ut plus half at square is equal to s. This is the case. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So this is your second equation by calculus method. If you take this third equation, so students, now come to this third equations, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2s. How to find out? What you know? We know that your a is equal to dv by dt. You know this for third equation, this equation. You know a is equal to dv by dt. And that may be written as dv by dt by ds into ds by dt. ds is multiplied, ds is divided, no harm. So what it gives, that implies a is equal to dv by ds into v v, because ds by dt is v. Now take cross multiplication, a ds is equal to v dv. dv into v matlab v into dv. You can write dv square, wrong. You cannot write. So dv into v is v into dv. I mean, what is the meaning of this? In dv change, I mean in dv velocity, the displacement is ds. What is the meaning of this? When displacement is s, its initial velocity u is changed into final velocity v. So you say for ds displacement, velocity is dv. For s displacement, velocity will be v. So how to find out? Students, in physics, what we are doing, from a small quantity we are finding a big quantity. And always keep in mind, if you integrate a small quantity with proper limit means suppose 0 to t, 0 to s, u to v. So if you integrate properly, you will get the bigger quantity from smaller quantity. Now you take integration. So you see, in this case, in left side, I take limit 0 to s. In the right side, I take limit u to v, because here a is constant, but ds is variable. So it varies from 0 to s. This is the starting point, this is the ending. Similarly here, velocity is the variable. How velocity varies? Velocity varies from u to v. U is the starting, I mean initial velocity, v is the final velocity. Now you integrate, what you get? In left side, a is constant, so integration of ds, that is s. So limit is there. Here it is v dv. What is the integration? V square by 2. So u to v, that implies a upper limit first minus lower limit is equal to, for this v you have to put this, that is v square by 2. 2 will be there. Minus for this v you have to put u, so that will be u square. Why? Because the power is 2 by 2. So if you solve this, if you simplify this, what you get, that is your third equation. You check. You see, after solving you will get as is equal to v square minus u square by 2, or that gives you v square is equal to u square plus 2s. You take cross multiplication, take right side, you will get v square is equal to u square plus 2s. So this is the third equation by integration, or you say calculus method. Then the last equation, which is very important, that is SNF is equal to u plus a by 2 whole into 2a minus 1. So how to derive it? Okay, students, what is the meaning? I have already explained what is the meaning of SNF, that is displacement in nth second. See, suppose this is the case, one starts here, that is initial velocity u. Suppose this is 0, that is this is for time 0. This is a minus 1, time in second. In n minus 1, it covers a distance of Sn minus 1. And next time is what? N. Next time is what? N plus 1. Next time is what? N plus 2, like that. So what I write? In n minus 1 second, distance is s minus 1. In n second, this is n second, distance is Sn. So initial velocity is u. Body moves with a constant acceleration a. It is observed in n minus 1 second, distance is Sn minus 1. In n second, distance is Sn. So what is the Snth? This is Snth. Actually, this distance is what? Snth. This distance is Snth. So how to obtain through your differentiation or integration? Just see. So since we find out this displacement, so what equation we have? We have the equation, what you know, that is V is equal to ds by dt. Like your second equation, you can derive, but here limit is changed. So that gives you V dt is equal to ds. Already you know V is what? U plus at. Okay. So here limit will be changed. That means in dt time ds is the displacement. So what limit is going to be changed? You see, u plus at dt n minus 1 to n is equal to ds s n minus 1 to sn. Just limit is changed. That means we have to find out this one, Snth. So for time, lower limit is n minus 1, upper limit is n. So n minus 1 is the lower limit, upper limit is n. And for your displacement, your lower limit is s n minus 1, upper limit is sn. You see, for this time, this is the displacement, and for this is the displacement. So you take lower limit s n minus 1, this is sn. So you solve it. Simple integration u dt n minus 1 to n plus at dt n minus 1 to n is equal to integration of ds s n minus 1 to sn. Just separation I have made. Now take the integration. What you get? So u dt, that gives you u t limit n minus 1 to n plus a t square by 2. In earlier expression, you know, integration of t dt is t square by 2 n minus 1 to n is equal to s n minus 1 to sn. Now you put the limiting value. You for t you put n, for t you put n minus, for t you put n minus 1, n minus 1 means n plus 1 plus a. For this t you put n, that is n square by 2 minus, for this t you put n minus 1, that is n minus 1 square by 2. That is, for this s you put sn, minus for this s you put s n minus 1. Now you simplify this, what you get? That is equal to n and cancel, so this is u plus a. So how much we get? That is n square minus n square minus 1 plus 2n divided by 2. After simplification you will get is equal to, this is for students SNF, because we have already expressed Sn minus 1 is known as SNF. So you simplify, that is u plus n square cancel, that is a by 2 whole into 2n minus 1 is equal to SNF. So you get the fourth equation, that is u plus a by 2 whole into, that is what, 2n minus 1 is equal to SNF. I think you know how to derive these four equations. These equations are vital to solve the numericals or problems. It is derived through calculus or integration method. Other method is there through which you can also derive, that is your graphical method. So in another video you can see, you can watch this one.